Okay. Thank God I have talking points. Look at that. I came ready. Wait, can you see it? Yes, you can. I have talking points. So I'm not going to forget what I said or where I left off. Okay. Redo. And I put a little filter on because it's nighttime. Okay. I washed my face before I got on live. So it's dry, darling. Anyways, so we're talking about staying focused or staying stuck. 2025 was not your year, or maybe it was your year, and you're going for everything you didn't get in 2026. What is causing everybody to want to be so obsessed with the new year? Why is it when the new year hits, that's when everybody wants to thrive? That's when everyone is accountable. The gyms are packed, Popeye's lines are shorter, everyone is disciplined January till middle of February, and then everybody falls off. What is causing everybody to fall off during the year instead of committing to what they said? Let's start by reflecting on what got you here. Let's look at 2025. What is it that you missed out on in 2025 that made you say, dang, I'm going to have to go for this in 2026? I'll start first because me telling on myself makes me more relatable. And plus, I'm the only one talking for now. In 2025, looking back on what I did, I could have been more intentional with my body goals. I could have been more intentional with my relationship with God instead of people. In 2025, I wish I had more self-control and I cursed people out less. I don't use curse words when I curse people out, to be fair, but I can read somebody down really, really badly. I kind of have a temper. That's why I ask that people do not piss me off because I have a really good streak or track record for holding a grudge for years. I mean, you think I forgot? I didn't. I waited for this moment. And once I started looking at, okay, I don't like the way this feels. I don't like holding on to a grudge and hoping that the poison that I'm wishing on them is actually being put on me. I had to really focus and say, you know what? I can be better than this. Another thing in 2025 that I have to let go and do better in 2026. I just said it's not good. I know. Another thing I have to let go in 2025 is I need to be more focused on what I actually want, which is really great for the topic. It's so hard, and yet it's so easy. It's a discipline thing. It's so hard to be hopeful when you're seeing people around you have a lot of what you hope for or prayed for. It's so hard wishing and praying and constantly showing up and nothing has changed. How many of us still work a 9 to 5? And we've been working our 9 to 5 since we were teenagers and we're still not rich. And then you see someone hop up on your For You page and say, oh, during COVID-19, I became a millionaire. And you're like, what? Wait a minute. How did you become a millionaire when it was tragedy all around the world? And I've been working for more times than you've been alive. How did that happen? And so I really wanted to focus on the focus for 2026, the intention of 2026, the me being more modest, me being more honest, me being more reflecting on who I am and who I actually need to become for what I want. See, I don't want to keep mentioning people's mishaps, but if you saw the coach, the Michigan State coach that got caught up in infidelity, that is such a perfect example of your character is not going to be able to keep you in those rooms. There are things that, yes, your talent will get you in that room, but your character is going to evict you very, very quickly. So he has the talent to coach a football team, but his character lacks discipline. His character lacks self-respect and dignity. So he can't stay in that room for long. It was only a matter of time. We may have just found out about what happened with the Michigan State coach, but there's so many people around him that watched that happen, watched it played out, saw signs of it, and no one really helped him, or someone probably warned him and he decided, nah, I'm going to do my own thing. I'm a grown man, which with all respect is correct. But that also brings me to my next point. Sometimes we can see someone struggling and us wanting to help them, us wanting to give feedback makes them not like us. Some people don't want to fix what's wrong. Some people don't want to heal. Some people don't want to be better. Some people are thoroughly enjoying their chaos. And you reminding them that they can do better, You trying to remind them they should do better is going to put you on enemy territory very quickly. Hey, y'all, thank you for coming in. Like the live as you come in, like the live. We're talking about 2026 goals and staying focused. I would say for 2026, the only way you're going to stay consistent is when you start to see results. I know it's crazy. You just started out. You don't know what's really going on. You're trying this new thing. Thank you for liking the live. But the only way this is really going to work, I'm going to be honest, I didn't become consistent until I saw results. Because every day you're doing the same thing. Every day you're waking up, you're praying, you're writing down your goals, you're doing your affirmations, you're in the mirror, you're hyping yourself up, but your pants still don't fit the way you want it to. That makeup is not makeuping, the skin is not moving, you're having breakouts, you're stressed, you haven't gotten a pay raise, everything is going against you, and you're still trying to figure out, why is this happening to me when I'm actually showing up early to work? I'm putting my best foot forward. I'm leaving later. I'm speaking to customers more pleasantly, and they haven't noticed me. They haven't given me what I wanted. Sometimes you staying in that position is building your character for when you get into that room. Get what I'm trying to say? Right now, a lot of what you're doing is not in vain. It's your character. And I'm going behind my own curtain. I love that Arthur's in the building. Hey, Arthur, thank you for the likes. Everybody else like the live. It's so hard to stay in a room where everybody else around you is more disciplined than you are. There are so many celebrities that are struggling with drug addiction. When they came into the industry, they didn't even have a drug addiction. Maybe it's your character lacking discipline and discernment to be able to tell when someone's for you or when someone's against you. Maybe you don't have enough backbone to test the friendship, test the relationship, and then you play victim. Then you're like, I didn't know this about this person. It's not that you didn't know, it's you didn't care enough to find out. You didn't care enough to explore this person. You didn't try to figure out where they fit in your life. You just like the aesthetic. You like the way they look. You like the little bit of conversation, very lighthearted. They don't hold you accountable. They're not accountable. It's always a good time. No one's telling you, hey, you need to apologize for doing that. Hey, don't talk to the server like that. And that's where a lot of things crumble, because it's easy to say you want something, but then when you start to peel back the layers of who you are and you see who you have to become to get it, now it's a problem. Now we're fighting for old habits. Now we're fighting to go on our ex's pages and stalk them. Now we're fighting family. We're cursing out family and saying, you're jealous of me, I'm better than you. And that's not what's happening. A lot of people can't handle critique. A lot of people don't want critique. A lot of people have this weird thing in their brain that they can't take feedback from people they know. It has to be a stranger. It has to be a stranger who makes a gajillion dollars that they've never seen, but they believe that stranger. And then the moment that stranger is exposed for being a fraud, it's like, dang, this is embarrassing. I had so many hopes for this person, and they gave me so much feedback that I live by. It's harder to support people you know because of the relationship you have, because of how you met them, and that's okay, but don't lose track of who you said you're going to be. Don't become the environment that you're around. Just because everybody around you is drinking doesn't mean you have to drink. Just because every weekend you see your friends posting, you know you have to go home. You know you have an assignment. You know you said you were going to be up tomorrow morning for the gym, but instead you're out with your friends having hookah and hot wings. Instead, you're out with everybody that's not on track with their body goals, and you're wondering why you're not on track all of a sudden. I think a big part of getting unstuck, thank you for liking the live, y'all. Keep liking the live. I think a big part of being unstuck or getting unstuck is changing everything inside of you that's attracted to the things that aren't good for you. It's all a process, though. It's all a very, very, very lengthy process. I promise you. It's probably going to be your lifetime award-winning, big hurrah. Thank you for liking the live, y'all. Keep liking the live. Like myself, when I initially started content creation, it was just me, my phone, and good vibes. It was all centered around me, what I like to do, where I like to go, deals that I like to get. But once I started listening to people's feedback and critique, once I started listening to people's questions, I started to create content that people actually wanted to see, that people wanted to engage with. That content that I put together then turned into me being on TikTok, me posting every day, just talking like it's a FaceTime conversation. Then that pivoted to, let me go live. What's this live all about? That is where we are right now. I had no idea me getting a DJI camera was going to be me propping this thing up and going live on YouTube. And the crazy thing is, I purchased the camera because it has that feature of being able to go live on YouTube. But I never thought I was going to use it for real. Like, it's almost like I was punk faking while I was at Best Buy. I was like, I'm just going to buy this because it does all these things. And even though I'm not going to use all these things, I just like having the features of all these things. I just like to have it to have it. You know how women are. We always want the most just in case. If we go on a weekend trip, we pack 7 outfits. We just like having options. That's all I'm saying. But what really helped me, hey y'all, thank you for liking the live. Keep liking the live as you come in. What really helped me pivot to get unstuck out of a lot of my habits is I kept being reminded. It's almost like I feel like I was being convicted. Every time I wanted to get comfortable and get back into my old self, get back into bed, lay back down, watch another show, another 30 minutes ain't gonna hurt, something will come up on my For You page and convict me. It'd be the person that has the body I want, the body I strive for. It'd be the person happily making money, doing what they love. It would be so many things that just flood in my timeline that remind me, if I'm staying where I'm at, if I'm staying comfortable, that means I'm choosing what I have right now. Even though I just asked God, oh God, I want this, I want that, help me, God. This is bigger than me. It was like my timeline was like, do you still want this? Because someone else has it, because they showed me every step of the way they want this. So now we're going to talk about overcoming distractions. I had to take a quick social media break, and I think I'm going to extend it, honestly. I noticed the production in my work went up tremendously when I cut off social media. I ain't going to cut off TikTok, though. I ain't going to lie to y'all. TikTok and YouTube, y'all solid. Like Instagram and Facebook, I have no problem cutting off. But TikTok and YouTube is where I'm seeing the most engagement, is where I'm getting the most interaction. And TikTok hasn't even been around that long. YouTube, when I post my lives, it may not take off at first, but then later down the line, as I rewatch my videos or go look at my analytics, I'll see the numbers start to climb. So people might not be live while I'm live, but people do go back to my lives and watch it. And so I felt like if I'm going to be serious about these goals, I need to look at the distractions that are stopping me from my goals. How many of y'all have been on TikTok doom scrolling and not getting serious? Hey, Arthur. And not getting serious about what you said you're going to do. You said you wanted to lose weight. You don't run. You don't walk. You're just depending on GLP-1. Am I lying? I'm on GLP-1, but I still work out. It doesn't make me better than anyone, but I understand that there's a caveat to everything. I can't just depend on one thing when I can do so many other things to make it happen more consistently. I don't want to just depend on a GLP-1 when I can get up and go work out and actually put in my brain that, stay healthy, stay active. You know what I mean? How many of y'all said you're going to do something and you chose not to do it? You chose to lay down, stay stuck and say, you know what, I'm comfortable right here. When it's 30 degrees out, like it was, I think it was yesterday, I didn't go to the gym. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not that good. I'm warm-blooded by nature. I need some type of heat where my joints feel like, okay, get up. We can get this done. We can make this happen. I'm at 522 likes. Thank y'all. Keep liking the live. Anyways, okay, overcoming distractions. Once I took my time off of social media, I started to get really intentional and I started to see past my goals. I started to say to myself, let's look at every piece of our life and improve on that. What are some of the things you want to improve on? I was like, my social media presence. But how are you going to improve on social media presence if you're also distracted? I think it's because the way I'm using social media. I go on social media and I'll make a quick post here and there, but I fail to use social media as a business. This is one of the it says Rihanna, not the real Rihanna. Sorry, it said Rihanna on my live. I was like, is that Fenty? My bad. Distracted. Exhibit A. It's not Rihanna for real. One of the things I had to get intentional about is we could reach such a broad audience if we actually operated like a business instead of like a consumer. If we were the ones pushing out products and I'm reaching this fan base, imagine if me reaching this fan base turned into sales. That's the very thing I've been praying for. God, I want to increase my income. God, I want to increase my freedom, my flexibility to be able to go on vacation, to be able to go travel. But I'm using that time to scroll on social media, to be trendy, to see the popular videos, to know all the TikTok slang, when I could be on there promoting a business. Just like I'm getting on here on live talking to y'all, I could be promoting a brand and making sales. That's my prayer too. Hey, Fit. Hey, Fit 4. I need to post more. Right. I think that my problem is I'm posting too much content that's self-centered, self-serving, where I'm like, hey, look at me. Look at me. Look what I did. Look what I did. And I'm not posting enough content that's like, look what you can do. Look what I found. Hey, I found something for us to do. Hey, I found a place for us to eat, or I found a brand that works to solve this problem. Once I started putting that into my head, I was like, maybe I need to take an extended leave from social media and come up with a real game plan. Another thing I think I want to do, thank you. Another thing I think I want to add on and do is I want to take the real intentional step forward to get a mentor in that area. I think that it's so easy to say you want to do something, but when you have someone that's been where you are right now and they have what you want, it's so much easier to allow them to lead you and explain the game plan to you. So I've actually been looking into mentorship for the gym. I used to love doing boot camp back home in Florida because I didn't have to think about the workout. I literally had to show up with a bottle of water and a towel, and they're going to tell me everything I have to do. I used to be dying in the gym. And when I go back home, I'm going to be back in that boot camp. You know why? Even though I sacrificed, even though I struggled through my workout, I looked amazing. Oh my God. I looked incredible. I was like looking at my body. I'm like, damn, that's me. Because your mentor, your coach in any area of your life can push you beyond yourself. That's what's going to help you get vision. That's what's going to really peek into your future of, oh yeah, I could do this for real. And I think I want to do that in the area of social media as well. Like, I think that there comes a time where you've done all you can do. Keep liking the live, y'all. Thank you. I think there comes a time where you've done everything you can. And now you need to be able to say, this is the route I've always taken. This is all I know. Now I should go ahead and get help if I want to go to the next level. Business owners do this all the time, even when they're profitable. I love Shark Tank. I don't know if y'all like Shark Tank or know Shark Tank. It is my show. I can binge watch Shark Tank. I think I've seen every single episode of Shark Tank, and I low-key have a crush on Mark Cuban. Hey girl, just got steps in. Now my favorite show is on. Hey girl, on YouTube. Hey Coco. Once I looked at Mark Cuban, what I respected about him the most, he's a billionaire for the Dallas Mavericks. I don't even watch all the sports stuff, but I know some Mark Cuban. Even though he's a billionaire, whenever he sees entrepreneurs, even if he doesn't make deals with them, he'll still give them key points. When they leave that place, they still left with value, even if they didn't get a deal. There are times that Mark Cuban will make deals with people because they're good people, even though he knows nothing about that field. And I don't know if you've heard about his other company that he had. He has a million companies, but his company for prescription medicine, taking the middleman out to make prescription medicine more affordable. He's a billionaire. He doesn't have to help people. And I'm not saying anyone has to help anybody, but when do you ever see a billionaire helping impoverished people? He's one of those billionaires that actually wants to make a change in the world. He's not here to self-serve. And when I started looking at it from his lens of, okay, how can I solve a problem? How can I, when I get online, how can I solve a problem, connect people with the product, make sure that I'm transparent and actually bridge the communication gap of I'm a real person. And I feel like the more you see my face on live, the more you interact with me, the more I build trust for a brand and people. The more that when I bring a product online, I show it to y'all, y'all don't say, oh, she only get online when she's trying to make a sale. You'll say, oh, she's always online promoting something. And every product I bought because of her improved my life in that area. Like Nina Poole. We like Nina Poole because she does what? Duperoonies. She'll take a really expensive product and she'll give you a duplicate of that product that is just as effective and lower in cost. And that's why people trust her brand and follow her. And I'm mentioning that because I know the whole Kim Kardashian video masterclass was going crazy because people are like, oh my gosh, it's Kim Kardashian. Let me tell you something. There are going to be so many people that buy that masterclass and don't even apply what she says. The worst thing you can do is buy the product and not apply it. And I see that with a lot of people. I've been victim of it. I have books laying around in my home now that I have not opened not one page. I'm guilty of it too. And how do you expect the product that's going to solve your problem to solve your problem if you don't apply what it's telling you? That's you staying stuck. That's you staying comfortable in your position and saying, I'm going to choose the life that I have right now, even though I've been praying for something different. Praying doesn't do anything but give hopeful and wishful thinking. It's the action that we apply that takes us to that level. And the action is what we need to overcome because we're comfortable. We're comfortable and yet we're uncomfortable at the same time. Like we're comfortable because we know and we can expect a predictable life. Then the uncomfortable happens when the unpredictable happens. When you lose your job, when someone passes away, when your income is impacted, when you're injured, when you get sick, that's when you start to say, dang, I want something better for my life. But I'm trying to get to the better for my life now. Like now. Yeah. And that's why I have this list of things. Anyways, on to the next part of my list. I did overcoming distractions, building discipline. Building discipline is definitely, I'm almost blushing saying this. Building discipline will always be a thorn in my side because it's something new, it's uncomfortable, and I'm like a child when it comes to discipline. I want to know, are we there yet? Like, what else do we need? I did this 2 times. You know, where's my 6-pack? I did 2 workouts and I almost died. Where's my 6-pack that I've been praying for, you know? And then I'll go home and reward myself with a fried piece of something. And that completely goes against everything I just worked for and gave up in the gym. Discipline is going to be the hardest thing you actually build and overcome because no one wants to be disciplined. Discipline is showing up and then doing the work. The showing up is already hard, but then you actually have to do something when you get there. Like I can't just have arrived and be done with it. No, unfortunately, the life we live is a very tough life. But the good news is pain is everybody's experience. There's no one who has been exempt from pain. There is no one that has been exempt from failure, from heartbreak, from hardship. Everybody has experienced that. You're not alone. The only difference is how someone responded. And that's what's separating us from the people we want to be, our future selves, and where we want to go. It's that discipline that I'm going to get up and do it again, even though I failed at it, or be like Michael Jordan and do a bunch of sports. He did like I think I read about it. No, it was his documentary on Netflix. He was doing baseball. He was doing so many sports and it just wasn't working out for him. And then basketball happened. And it's kind of like that picture that you see with someone digging in the mine and there are gold diamonds on the other side. And it's like he's right there. If he just struck it a few more times, he would have hit diamonds, but he gave up. And then there's the guy right underneath him that kept going and hit the diamonds. Who's texting me? Oh, I be getting all these notifications while I'm online. I don't have no texts. Y'all get it? Got it? Good? Okay, cool. Whoa. My thing is, I made key points about what I was going to do for 2026. I said I was going to get in better shape. I keep putting this one first, and I got to stop doing that because it's so physical. I told myself I need to work on the internal first. So internally, I need to be reading my Bible and actually understanding scripture and applying it to my life because there's so many books we want to read. There's so many books that we think are self-help and improving books, and it's not to sound like a cliche, but when you really get a scripture from the Bible that applies to your situation or future scenarios, that's literally, there are times where I'm like, my God, I think every password I have is a Bible scripture. Every password that I have for everything, social media, unlocking my phone, everything is a Bible scripture. And there are times where, when your password expires and it's like, come up with a new password. That's when I say to myself, girl, when the last time you read your Bible? You running out of scriptures. There's no way you're running out of scriptures because that's a big book. That's a really, really big book. There's no way you're running out of scriptures. And that's literally when I remember, girl, you haven't been reading your Bible. Girl, you could have a better relationship with God. You could literally have such a powerful, impactful relationship. And a lot of millionaires say, put God first. And for some reason, every time I talk about my New Year's resolution, New Year's goals, I always say my body, as if that can't be taken from me, as if tomorrow God couldn't strip me of my wellness and give me illness. And then I'm like, that's usually when you turn to scripture, when you have no choice. But I don't want to go to scripture when I have no choice. I want it to be my priority. I want it to be my first choice. I want it to be the first thing I think of, like, yo, let me get in this word and cover my body and protect this body of Christ and stop playing. Let me put on the armor of God and stop playing. You know what I mean? Anyways, I don't know if I have any atheists in the group. And if y'all atheists, you're supposed to be on this live. That's what I'm going to say. That's just what it is, darling. I've done so many incredible things in my life. I'm going to always clap myself up, cheer myself up because of the fact that I prayed to be where I am right now. You are so pretty. Thank you. Can you like the live? Thank you. I've prayed to be where I am right now. And it's so weird how when we get exactly what we prayed for, we're like, man, this is not enough. Man, I'm still sad. Man, this isn't working out. I prayed to be able to live comfortably alone. I prayed to have income. I prayed to be able to work comfortably in my home. I prayed to be able to save. And I have all these things that have been answered. And then when a new problem arises, I act like, how am I going to make it through this? The same way I've always made it through. You know what I mean? The same God that got me through that is going to get me through this. Like sometimes I have to tell myself, relax. Like breathing exercises, because I get very, very anxious very, very fast over nothing. Over, like, I'm in my head a lot. A lot of people don't know that. I'm in my head a lot about nothing, about absolutely nothing. It's just me wanting to have control, wanting to feel like I'm in power. Even when I have control, I don't like being in control. I hate it. I don't hate it, but if someone else could be in control, please, someone else do this. I want to be someone that just shows up and not have to think about things and not have to be held to a high standard, a high regard. But anyways, another way we're going to make sure that we stay focused, y'all, it's really important that you stop letting your past get a hold of you. It's really, really important that when people try to talk about your past, people from your past want access to you, it's important that you turn them away. It's important that you stay right here in the present and go forward and up. Some of y'all think it's cute when people try to return, when really that person's coming to finish the job. They don't care about you. Don't you think it's funny how people keep tabs on you, but when they had you right in front of them, like how we are right now, like a FaceTime call, when they had you right in front of them, all they did was play in your face. All they did was take you for granted. So why do you think it's cute that they can't leave you alone? That's weird. You got to let that go. I'm so determined to be so far from my past that everything someone used to say about me that may have been true in that moment is not true now. Every single thing that has been said about me, I've been writing down everything that's being said, and I've been proactively attacking what's been said about me to flip it. So if you had a problem with my eyebrows, we're going to fix that. If you had a problem with my feet, we're going to fix that. I'm just naming things off the dome. These things weren't really said to me. You know what I mean? Two people are peeking in. Hey, y'all, welcome in Like the Live. We're talking about our 2026 goals. I've been saying that I'm going to be more financially stable. I have been actually able to pay off debt, which is incredible. I have a little slither of debt to pay off now. It's my car. I have to pay that one off because, like, what am I going to do? Be Freddie Flintstone and yabba dabba do everywhere? No, I live in a really big city. I need the vehicle. I've been telling myself I'm listening to podcasts about people that are talking about finance. I'm listening to people that are more further along that have the provisions in that area. I've been watching Dave Ramsey more. I've been saying, I'm going to get my finances in a really sweet space. We always talk about how our parents never left us any money. Why I'm acting like I can't speak. We always talk about how our parents didn't leave us any money. They expect money from us, especially if you're from the islands, Jamaicans, Haitians, Trinidad. Like y'all know, people in the Caribbean think that once you come to America, you got like a money tree in your backyard that they don't know about. America just has a lot of opportunities. They have no idea the struggles we go through to get access to that money, to get access to a resource. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff we want, we have to do it ourselves or hire someone and pay them money we don't have. I've proactively been listening to people that are more skilled in that area. Dave Ramsey is a big one. And I already told y'all about Mark Cuban, how I love him down real bad. I've been paying attention to their habits and implementing it more. I've been hearing them say they get up at 5 a.m. and the first thing they do is meditate. The first 20 minutes of their day, they don't touch their phone. The first 20 minutes of your day when you wake up is when your brain is most active and you want to set the tone for the day. And so I've been proactively, that's why I deleted Instagram. I have a habit of when I wake up, I want to grab my phone and look at Instagram and see, what did I miss? I don't want to feel left out, fear of missing out. And once I let that go, and I made sure I checked in with myself first when I woke up, I literally started to see my productivity at work go up. I wasn't on my phone every 5 seconds. I wasn't replying to messages every 5 seconds. I'm not always sending messages back and forth with people. Now I'm very present and aware of my day right in front of me. I'm more alert. I'm more hands-on. I feel like I have more time to myself. Keep liking alive, y'all. Thank you. I feel like I have more time for what I said I was going to do instead of the stuff that I've been trying to pray and get away from. You know what I mean? So with 2026, once you decide that you want to change and your past is trying to get a hold of you, it could be family. It could be family saying, I remember I used to do this in middle school. It's okay to acknowledge what someone is saying, but then remind them you don't do that anymore. No, I don't want to go to the club. I don't do that anymore. No, I don't want to do hookah. I don't do that anymore. And I want you to understand, when you start telling people you don't do that anymore, that's not who you are, they're automatically going to think you're better than them. They're going to think you're better than them because you don't want to do those things anymore. Why do they think that? I don't know. It's happened to me so many times. I've had people say, thank you for sharing. I've had so many people say, oh, you used to do this. Why are you acting like you're too good to do it? And I just would look at them shocked. Like it's anger, it's aggression. And once you become unrelatable to your demons, they're going to attack you. Don't think that they're not. The first thing they're going to do is attack you and talk about who you used to be, what you used to do. And they're going to think that's a drag. And if you don't know, like, urban language, a drag is really when someone's putting your business out there and making you seem like you're fake, like you're not really this person, you're fake. Why are you coming on here and acting like you don't do this and do that anymore? It's really important to set a healthy boundary on the road to where you're going. It's really important that you get so secure with yourself that when it gets lonely, when the isolation happens, it doesn't bother you as much because you have something to look forward to. It is incredibly hard for me to see so many people that I would love to hang out with be out at a club, having a little mocktail, having a little chicken wing at 2:00 in the morning, laughing, having memories together. But then I look at my life and I say, but I don't want to have to wake up and go to work every single Monday. I know I'm going to have PTO, but I want to elevate my life to the point where Mondays are just a regular day. They're not a work day. Monday is just, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? I want to get to a point where when I wake up, I can choose who I want to be, how I want to dress, how I want to show up, what I want to do for the day. I want to look forward to my day. I don't want to be dragged into something. I don't want to be forced. Like, oh, here we go. It's Monday. Everybody hates Mondays because they work. Look at the people who don't work on Mondays. It's just Monday to them. If you're seeing people hate Mondays and love Fridays, you're in the wrong company. And it's easy to be hating on people on what they're doing, but how are you showing up? Keep liking the live, y'all. Thank you. I'm gonna keep telling y'all that because y'all still in here. So keep liking the live. Thank you. Thank you. It is so hard to be intentional when everything around you keeps trying to pull you back to who you used to be. All of the things you used to do that you had to give up to get to where you're going, they're going to constantly try to reach out to you and pull you back in. Those old habits know exactly how to find you, no matter how far you move, no matter how many times you change your address. Your old habits have a way of seeping into your mind and saying, hey, do you want to do this again? Remember when that was a good time? Do you want to do this for the plot? Remember when that was a good time? I wisened up when I became old enough to get arrested for legal charges. Yeah, because I was wild. Okay. Once I hit that 18 and it was being explained to me that you could go to jail. You're 18 now. I was like, jail? You mean like what they show on TV, locked up jail? Like, I really don't even know the difference between prison and jail. I just know I don't want nothing to do with either. That's all I really know. Hey, y'all, keep liking the live. Thank you. Keep liking the live. Thank you. I love your hair. Thank you. Jessica, lately, I've been in this space where I'm comfortable with isolation, but I have to tell myself that isolation shouldn't be this familiar to me. I keep saying, oh, I want more friends. But the moment I have the opportunity to hang out with more friends, I be like, I'm gonna stay home. I'm good. I'm chilling. But I'm back focused on what I actually want. And a lot of what I actually want, it's hard to explain to people because I don't have it yet. And I feel like always expressing to other people your ideas, your plans is also putting a huge target on your back. Some things are better left unsaid until you're there and you're comfortable and you're like, oh yeah, same girl. I guess we have zero tolerance. I mean, I think we're very comfortable with ourselves. I think that it's hard for us to be around people because we love our solitude. We don't bring drama, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. I'm not saying I'm a killer, but don't push me. You get me? So facts. I look good in orange, but not that good. Living for the plot will have you messed up. Girl, that orange jumpsuit, hideous. I mean, it's not the episode Orange is the New Black. I get what you're saying, girl. This is why we need hobbies and healthy distractions. Hell yeah. What are y'all hobbies going to be in 2026? Literally, what is your hobby going to be to stop you from falling back into those old habits that grab you every chance they get? They snatch you by your eyebrows and they try to remind you, stop trying to become better. Stay right here. You know what I mean? That's true. Most people aren't worth it anymore, honestly, because intentions. Crocheting, belly dancing, already work out every day. My niece likes to crochet. It's so cool. I love it. I love when I see her with the little needle. I'm like, girl, what are you making? And belly dancing is cool. You know, that makes me think of Shakira. And Aaliyah liked the belly dance. She low-key did some belly dancing. I like that about her. I already work out every day. I run, but I'm going to read more. Yes. Oh, Arthur. Hey, Arthur. Arthur's still here. What's up? Arthur's in this run club with ZFT. He be running, y'all. I don't be running. I'm like, if I look at the scale, I'm like, yeah, you should probably run. But Arthur, he be running. Tennis, baking, and reading. Oh my gosh, I love baking. I don't bake. I like when the baker is done baking and I get to have a little piece. See, that's my big back talking, my bad. But tennis, did I play tennis? No, I think I played pickleball. There's a tennis court in my complex. They be playing tennis almost every day. And I don't think them people work because it's like 3:00 in the afternoon on a Tuesday and they are down there on that tennis court and all you hear pop, pop, pop. And I look and I'm like, they're playing tennis. And scrapbooking, forcing myself to go on solo, just date weekly 2026. I agree. I absolutely love going out by myself. It's almost become an addiction. I'm a solo dateaholic. Every time I go out, I always meet someone interesting. I always have casual conversations. Sometimes I exchange social medias, but I just have the most elaborate conversations. You never really know who's sitting beside you. I went to the chef competition. I put the video up, but TikTok probably didn't push it out. And I put it on YouTube. I went to a chef competition. It was like Iron Chef. Two chefs battled and they cooked food and we all got to taste it. And then they made different dishes for the judges. And we all got to vote on their Instagram. Like there was a poll on which dish was better. Come to find out, the guy that was near my table, he built the building that we were sitting in. And it wasn't until they introduced him, they were like, oh, one of the judges, he built this building. And they were naming so many other buildings he built in Texas. They talked about the books he's written. He's a doctor. He's a pastor. He's a mentor. I was so impressed by this man. I was looking at him like, I wanted to stand up and applaud, but I'm like, that almost comes off like worship. You know what I mean? That's too close to trying to worship. Let me just sit down and give the kudos. But I was so impressed because it's so rare that you see someone that accomplished, but they're sitting down so humble. I'm so used to people when they're accomplished, they want everybody in the room to know they got the biggest chain, they got earrings in, they got the nicest car. I'm so used to people who are, when they're successful to their caliber, they want everybody and their mama to know. And that's what they lead with. Oh yeah, I do this and this and this. And I make 6 figures a year. Blah, 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 blah. No one cares. Then you have the Mark Cubans of the world, because you know I love me some Mark Cuban, y'all, who you know who he is and he doesn't have to tell you who he is. And not only do you know who he is, but he's also making a difference in the world with the businesses that he has, with the companies that he owns. He didn't have to one day decide, I'm going to give y'all affordable prescription medication. It doesn't impact him or his pockets. He's such a humble dude. I love it. I love when they're humble, but they have something to boast about, but they just don't. That's my favorite type of person. I'd be like, oh my gosh, you're like a sniper. No one sees you coming. I love it. But yeah. I'm thinking about joining a gym where they have boot camp, because that's what I did when I was back home. That's what helped me get me in my best shape of my life. And for hobbies, do y'all use Eventbrite? When I'm on Eventbrite, I find the most interesting things to do. I really mean it. The most interesting, random things to do. I've been on a few Eventbrite events, and I think I'm going to do that back in Florida. I used to live in Florida. That's why I said back in Florida. I'm going to be visiting again for the holiday season. It'll be my first time back home since I moved out of state. It'll be my first time back home for the holidays. I've been home for graduation. I've been home for important events because, you know, I love my family. Like, my family's a good time. And we eat a lot. Oh, after I leave home, I'm going to definitely have to get back in the gym. I know I'm going to be eating. When I went home for 2 months in March, I know I was eating a lot. I didn't wash not one dish. I never had to touch a dish, but I always had a plate of food. Yeah, that's how big my back is. So I have to really be careful with that. But before I go there, I'm going to make sure I take my GLP-1 shot to control my appetite, because being home is so deadly. I know all the hot spots. I know exactly where I'm about to eat at. I know who got what. So that's a very scary place to be. Anyways, back to what I was saying about staying focused, because I'm getting distracted talking about food. That's crazy. Another thing I really want to work on for 2026, a hobby of mine, I'm going to improve my makeup capabilities. Like, I did a makeup class. Y'all going to hear me say that till I'm blue in the face. I said it in so many videos. I learned to do my makeup back, I think it was in 2024, in like April 2024, I think, or 2023. And once I learned to do like the basics, it makes you want to expand to something further. I want to do my makeup so well. People are asking me, who did your makeup? Like, is this on a professional level? But just for myself. It's not that I want to start taking clients. It's just one of the skills I want to be able to have. I always felt like, what if one day you run into your celebrity crush? What if one day Drake is at HEB and you looking crusty, musty, and disgusting? I want to at least look presentable. That's all I'm saying. I'm so tired of getting hey boo text and getting canceled on. I want to be self-sufficient enough that it doesn't stop me or slow me down if a service provider cancels on me. That's all I'm saying. Like, I keep a stack of clip-on nails, press-on nails under my bathroom sink in case my nails aren't done and I have somewhere to be and I want my nails to be really nice, neat, and presenting. You know what I mean? So it's just for the what's, you know, if something happens, just in case scenario, because I'm a girl. I like options. I'm a woman. I like options. Options excites me. Tell me what the options are. Like, give me at least four. Give me at least four solid options. Don't give me two. You can give me two, but I'm like, Before, I like options. Wow, you favor Nicki. I hear that a lot, but I really don't see it. And I'm going to say what I always say. If only I had Nicki Minaj money. God, do you hear me? Okay, I think I answered that on YouTube. I'm looking to really just improve myself in every single way. It's gonna look different for everybody, y'all. It's gonna look different for you, it's gonna look different for me. And I want us to stop looking at social media to keep score. Oh my gosh, she just posted she got a new apartment, but y'all don't know she getting hands laid on her behind closed doors. Oh my God, this girl just posted she got a new car, but you didn't know she just missed the payment and is getting repoed. Like, we have got to stop looking at online to be our guide of failure or success. The most successful people I've met, the most successful people I have ever met don't even have social media. The most successful people I see have a very small following, but in real life, they're really well known. Like, look at Beyonce's entourage. You know how many times I had to Google someone that was in Beyonce's entourage, but they've been there throughout the whole entire career and they just don't have social media because they're literally living it. Social media already tries to blow up their life and put everything on Front Street. They're trying to have as much peace as they can offline. And I feel like that's when you've really made it. When you're literally living the life you want to live, you don't have to come online and tell everybody, look at me. Look what I did today. I like humble people that make huge impacts. I've always been attracted to that. Like in friendships, relationships, I love when you're actually the big dog and nobody knew that until they introduced you. You know what I mean? I hate the people that come in loud. I hate the flashy. It just says cheap. It just says Walmart, great value. Look at him. He's loud. Look at him. He's flashy. He needs everybody to know this is his car. This is his chain. I hate that. Oh, I hate that. Oh, I hate that with a burning passion. I'm like, oh, ugh. Anyways, the nose is only off thing, but you're cute. As can be. Oh, my nose is my nose, I guess. Exactly. Social media is ruining our peace. It's easy to compare. It's easy and terrible. It's easy and terrible. Private. I love a good private life. I love a life that no one really knows about, even though they're trying to talk about me. I love when people think they know, but they have no idea. Do you ever just see when people pop out in relationships, pop out engaged, pop out married? Look at Issa Rae. Issa Rae popped out married. Y'all didn't even know Issa Rae was having a wedding. And this was years ago. You're like, Issa Rae was getting married? What did I miss? Now you're on Issa Rae's page. You're trying to look through every single photo to see if there's a hand, if there's a ring. Like, how did I miss that? Usually when people are hyper focused on posting and flexing is due to low self-esteem. It is. It's to say, don't forget me. I'm here. I'm not forgotten. And to me, it comes off performative because why do you constantly have to get online and post about something? Why are you so flashy? Why do you have to show that you go on all these luxurious vacations, allegedly? Why does it have to come down to material? And then you get mad when the people you attract in your life want the material, but that's what you're presenting. That's what you're attracting. It's weird. I just read both of those booktube recommendation. Thank you. I don't know what I recommended to you. Just tell me which book so I can be on the same page and talk about that a little bit more, let alone post. But yeah, which two books? I be talking about books a lot on here. I don't know. It just depends on what chapter I was in my life, child. What, you talking about whole tactics? Women, what dating books or finance? I don't know what you mean. But I like having my peace of mind. You know why? People can't ruin what they don't know about. I don't know, Stephanie. I'm trying to figure out which books. I'm trying to find out what you, Stephanie. Hold on. We're going to find out together, girl. Having that privacy is so hard for people to ruin things they know nothing about. Please tell me the finance books. Now I look like a deer in headlights because what? Did I say a finance book? You can try Who Moved My Cheese. That's a quick read. Yeah, that is finance. I don't know what but I don't know, Stephanie. We find it out together. I can't think of any other books right now. You caught me off guard. Yeah, but back to what I was saying, private life. I love a good private life. Do you notice how when Meg Thee Stallion, there was one guy she popped out with one time, and by the time she popped out with him, ex from his past was saying she used to deal with him too, and then he tried to post pictures of him sending her like money for Chick-fil-A, and Meg Thee Stallion broke it off with him almost immediately after that. It's almost embarrassing when women start coming out the woodworks and they're trying to say, I had him too. But they're only doing that because you had him and the status that you bring to that man. Oh, my sleep focus just came on my phone. I still don't know what you're asking me about the books. I don't think I just mentioned any books this live. Live chat, did I mention any books? I don't think I did. I'm not certain. Not certain. Anyways, back to what I was saying. For our goals in 2026, what are some of your goals? What does it look like? I know y'all gonna say stuff. I know a lot of y'all not gonna do it. I'm guilty of it too. But tickle my fancy. What are some of the goals that we're working on this year? Enlighten me. I've already said that I'm gonna get a mentor or buy a program to increase my revenue via social media. I have 2 mentors, actually 3. I have 3 that I've considered, but only one of the 3 talks about having revenue on Instagram. The other 2, they only talk about revenue on TikTok. So I'm debating, but they both have very strong followings, which I like. One of them has her degree in marketing, and I love her personality. And then for finance, I know I was talking about Dave Ramsey earlier, but I don't think Dave Ramsey has a book. I don't think Dave Ramsey has a book. Maybe he does though. He does have a lot of book for finance. And then for 2026, I don't know. Me paying off my car, I have something else I'm working on that's going to be just as expensive. So those car payments might stay still. But the good news is, y'all, I'm on my last $4,000 for my car payment. I'm $4,000 away from paying off my car completely. So God be good to me. I still don't. Okay, you're not saying anything about the book, so we're just gonna keep going. We're just gonna keep it moving. Anyways, I want to redecorate. I think some of my videos, I'm going to give y'all different angles in my home. I think this backdrop is beautiful, but we see it like every day. I got to give y'all some angles, some body. I'm looking for my signature look. I think my signature look is a sew-in, but I think my signature look could be better with me improving my makeup. So I'm going to get this course. And I know it's so easy to go online and go on YouTube and find a free, do whatever, whoop-de-doo. But I think I really believe in having a mentor for things because listening to so many different ears is so hard to actually figure out and settle in on what works for you. You have a nice apartment. Thank you so much. I want to be in a space where I can say I own a building like this. I only have a little piece of the pie because I'm renting, but I want to be able to say, I own that building. Mentor as in therapist? No. Mentor like someone that's in that field, like a mentor for that does TikTok. And they actually, you know, so many people on TikTok are like, oh, I made $15,000 this month. I actually want to have a mentor that teaches me how to make the $15,000. And I pray to God they're not just reselling me a stupid course because I'm be 38 hot. I'm looking to the young lady that did the makeup class, in-person makeup class. She has modules that she sells to learn to do makeup on a professional level, like bridal makeup or like heavy beat. And she puts like a list of products that she purchases. And when I went to her makeup class, that kind of mentorship. When I went to her makeup class, there were actual makeup artists in the room. And I remember asking the girls, like, you're a makeup artist, why are you here? And they're like, they like to brushing up their skills. And I was like, oh, I respect that. I was just there to learn to do my makeup, but I didn't realize I was in a class where it was so elite. Makeup artists were there paying to learn how to do their clients' makeup even better. So that made me like, dang, I need to step up my game, but just for me, not to pay anybody. Like I just want to know how to do my makeup for my own sake. But girl, are they legit for real? Most of them are lies, especially two of them. I really think they're real. I mean, I pay very, very, very close attention. I will watch someone for months and they don't even really know I'm watching. I follow them, and I want to say their consistency. Like one of them, I'll be at work and she'll be on live for 5 hours straight. She'll be on live with other people joining her live. She'll be getting gifts during her live. Like people be sending in galaxies. People are heavily putting stuff like, and I'm like, how are you getting, there's no way you can fake going live and people gifting you all the time. And you've been live for 5 hours straight every single day. And she's a mom. How many moms do you know can go live for 5 hours? Not many, because a lot of them have to go to work. So if you're on live every single chance you get and your background is decent, it don't look like no Section 8, ain't no roaches in there or nothing, it smell nice in there, it look like it smell nice in there, I'm gonna probably believe you make a good amount of money online, because there's no way you're live. You have a child that's live with you when you have her. You're literally on live driving to pick up your child in a nice car. Maybe she could be a scammer. We've seen those before. I don't know. But I'm just saying she's been showing up consistently enough for me to believe her when she says she makes FU money on TikTok. I believe her. So I've been kind of watching her in the background. I'm going to pull the plug in January. My goal is to hire or purchase, you could say four programs. But they're all different categories. One is for, like I told y'all, working out is one of the categories I want to be better in. The other one is presentation. So that's going to be makeup. That kind of goes in with working out. I want to have a better online presence and actually make sales instead of just getting online for free. So that's going to be a mentorship for actual online products, selling, whatever. And then the final one is just my finances, which I've been reading a few things, but I'm just looking at every area of my life and making a conscious decision to say, you know what, this can change. I just need mentorship. I need someone that's doing it and can lead me there and tell me and explain to me what this is and what's in front of me. Because I think I've done all that I can. I've been on social media for years, but I'm still not rich. And I'm not saying I want to be rich, but I definitely want to be able to leave my day job. I can tell you that. Do you recommend starting content? I mean, content should be for you though. Whatever you create, it's going to feel like work if you're just doing it just to do it. It sounds like a fun hobby, but girl, hobbies are relaxing. Hobbies are something you do to kind of escape, you know? Like if you had a stressful day at work, you know how relaxing it is to light a candle, have some snacks, lay down, watch a documentary or watch a series. That's relaxing. You're not thinking. You get to just tell your body, calm down. It's safe. To me, that's a hobby. That's what hobbies do. Or if you like to paint, if you like to read, it's something that doesn't require a lot of thought. Content creation, there's a lot of critique that comes with content creation from fake pages, from people you know, from people you don't know. Everybody has something to say about content creation. When I first started propping up my camera in public places, I think I was in Chicago. Man, this old lady was like, what's up with all these youngings? They want to record everything. They don't want to just live their life. Now look at content creation. People are literally being paid to go live. People are being paid to be followed around with their camera. It's almost like reality TV. Look at Speed. I think his name is Speed. Look at Haley Bailey's baby daddy, Gio. I don't even know his name. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't even know his name. He came up off of going live. Look at Kai. I know Kai. He came up off of getting online and going live and entertaining people for hours on end, just endless hours, putting in 10,000 hours. Now He's hanging around with celebrities. Or one of my favorite content creators, Drewski. He's hilarious. He is so freaking funny. I don't think I could ever be serious around him. He's hilarious. He's so funny. He's coming up with new ways to make y'all laugh. A big one is Mr. Beast. I don't even know what Mr. Beast does or how he makes his money, but I know that he be making money. So it's like content creation. If you're looking at it to be a hobby, just know they're going to attack you, girl. Just know somebody going to have something to say. You're going to have one bit of hair out of place and they're going to judge you. You're going to have the wrong lipstick on. They're going to say, I hate that shade on you. They're going to be like, dang, yo, this, yo, that. They're so quick to jump down your throat. The moment you say the words content creator or influencer, you will be burnt at the stake immediately. Exactly. I'm in med school. I know influencers who have FU money more than I possibly would make. Girl, I think that's why we all trying to get in content creation, girl. We all want FU money real bad. Ooh. And it's so surprising when I see people making a decent amount of money, what they spend it on. Like Brene, y'all know I'm going to talk about Brene till I'm blue. So girl, how you spend $5,000 on food a day? Not even a month, a day. That's crazy. You know what I mean? That's crazy. I would have me a rental property. I'm not paying $5,000 for food. There's nothing that delicious in the world for it to be $5,000 in one day. That's crazy. That's big back activity. Stay focused. Okay, get that bag. We all want to be profitable. We all want to be content creators. It's not easy. You as they're going to remind you why would you think that's for you? They're going to remind you their opinions of you. Like, it's going to be uncomfortable. They love to hate, of course. I've had people, when I first started doing TikTok, I remember I wasn't even taking TikTok seriously. I was just posting TikToks. I wasn't even dancing on them. I was just using popular sounds and putting up a video of me. I remember the subliminal hate I got in very, very condescending ways. It'd be we out eating at dinner, and I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, my TikTok just hit 10,000 followers," and the person was a guy and would say, "Oh, it's because you're a girl. It's so easy for girls to get followers," and I'm like, why don't your sister have 10,000 followers? Why do women you know in your life don't have 10,000 followers? What do you mean it's easy for a girl? It's like that hate is going to be so subliminal. You will have people auditing your page and you don't even know they're auditing it. Literally, like looking at your likes, comments, harder than you are. How you deal with hate on social media in real life. Honestly, I grew a backbone. And how did I grow my backbone to not care about what people think? It was a long road, but I remember when I was down and out doing my worst, like my car broke down, I was unemployed, and I just needed help. And I just remember like saying to myself, when I get back up, I'm going to give you a reason to hate me. When I get back up, oh, you better pray that it take me a long time to get up, because when I get back up, now you're going to have a reason to hate me. And when I got back up, which I'm clearly up, I'm up. Once I got back up, I started getting intentional. I stopped wanting to hang out with people just to hang out. I stopped wanting to be friends with people just to say I know this person. I didn't care. I didn't give a god. Girl, I said I didn't care. I started getting intentional about what I wanted, how I wanted to look. I don't care if people call me granny. Oh, you don't like coming out. You don't like hanging out with us. I don't care if I was misunderstood. I didn't care if people didn't like me. I like me. And my name on all the bills, and they paid. And the electricity company likes me enough to keep the lights on when I pay them. And AT&T like me enough to keep the Wi-Fi jumping. I like me. That's okay. Okay, cool. It got to the point where I think it's true. I'm damn near in my villain era. I've been saying that a few times. I think I'm definitely proactively in my villain era. I'm in my I don't give a how you feel. I hope you feel it in your chest. I hope you choke. That's where I am right now. To be honest, I did that a little aggressively because I thought of some people while I said it, but like, it's hard putting yourself out there and then for someone to just come out of nowhere and attack you. So I started just giving people my slick mouth. If you've been on my live before, people think they can come on my live and bully me. People think they can come on my live and critique my image. Oh, your hair. Oh, you sound bitter. You're a bitter woman. And then I'll talk about their mom. I'll talk about how they got here. I'll talk about their image. I'll talk about how they're missing a side tooth. And then everybody gets quiet. Everybody think it's funny to talk about me while I'm just trying to mind my business. And you may not like the topic, but you chose to be here. You chose to get on this live. No one sent this to you and said you must attend or you're getting written up. You came into this live. So for you to think you can jump on my live, go on my comment section, talk about me, look at my page and try to do an audit, I'm going to remind you of your flaws. So you sit down and you really think about why you thought that was a smart move, honestly. Because you are pretty, they want to find something to humble you. I think just being a woman, people think that because we're the physically weaker species, that we need to be humbled, we need to be tamed, we need to be controlled. And once I started to see past people's BS and I started to see their real intentions for my life, once I started to see this person don't like me, this person is only trying to be close to me so they can know my next move, so they can attack me better. Once I started to figure that out and I started to realize, I thought we were friends, but they're not acting like we're friends. When they're having stuff, they don't invite me. But when I have stuff, they want to know where their invitation is. Once I started to realize a lot of what I was doing wasn't mutual, people were not showing me that they reciprocate my efforts, I stopped searching. I stopped reaching out. I started sitting back down and just saying, you know what, let me just do this as if no one's going to show up, as if it's just me. That's true, girl. Watch out. Even women want to humble pretty ones. Women, men. When I first was like figuring out, you know how you're a kid and you're figuring out what you're good at. When I first started figuring out, I have a big personality and I'm funny, even when I'm not trying to be funny. My friends tell me all the time, it's not what you said, it's how you said it. When I started first figuring out that I'm actually really funny, it was uncomfortable being around people that weren't funny and weren't getting the attention because I saw the looks on their faces when I would get recognition and they didn't. I saw the looks on their faces when someone would laugh at my joke. I saw the looks on their faces and I hated it. I hated the way it made me feel, how uncomfortable it is. You know how you have like an initial reaction and you can't grab your face and say, wait, don't do that. It just came out. And once I started to see how people felt about me when things didn't go their way, I hated the way it felt. So I dimmed my light. I would intentionally dim my light just so people would be my friend, just so people would be like, hang out with me and would consider me for things. And even when I dimmed my light, they didn't want to be my friend. They were just like, nah, we're good. It actually brought on more isolation. So then when I finally said, you know what, F this, I'm going to do whatever I want and I'll make sure I'm happy. It just became a lot easier. They get defensive. They can't hide their facial expressions. They can't at all. You know how hard it is to hide a reaction because it's innate. It just comes out. The moment you tell someone good news, look at the first few seconds of their face. That tells you exactly how they feel about you. And that can't be hidden. You know what I mean? It's human nature. It's just like if you stub your toe on something, it's just impact. It's your reaction. You can do nothing about it. You can do nothing about it in that moment. So pay attention to people's reaction when you have good news and bad news. But what I've learned most of all is giving them no news. I want them to go on my social media to figure out what I'm doing. I want you to try to piece together things online because you're not going to find anything of value online. I don't care for my following. I don't care for my like. What's important to me is engagement. What's important to me is, okay, am I making sales? Am I making money? You know what I mean? And the first time I got a sale on TikTok, I think my check was like $928. It was for me promoting an accessory that goes on my DJI camera. It was a 30-second video. I made $928 off of a 30-second video. I was like, oh, this is influencing. Oh, this is it. Yeah. Okay. I tried to make 4-5 different videos about that one accessory. You know what made me mad? The accessory was sold out. My video was still being used by the company, but the accessory was sold out. And when they did get back in stock, I couldn't make any profit because the link that I had for my video was for that product when it was in stock, but it's coming up as sold out. So I stopped making money. So those are the reasons why I kind of want to get a mentor, because I want to know how to work my way around that. Like, how the hell can I stop them from using my video to make money if I'm not making money? Girl, never tell your friends anything. I know it's toxic, but most people are toxic anyways. Yeah, they are. But that's just internal. It has nothing to do with you. You can't stop someone from being toxic. I know what you meant, Stephanie, girl. I read it the way what you just fixed. I read it that way, girl. It's okay. I know what you meant. Most people, people will make fake pages just to watch you. People will make sure they watch your page and they don't like not one thing. Not one thing. People will wake up, live their life, and then in the back of their mind, your name or an image of you is brought up to the front of their brain. They're like, oh, let me go do my daily investigation. Let me go do my daily, what do y'all like to call it? Monitoring spirit, you know? And once I figured out online can be such a wicked place, people literally go there to keep tabs on you. Nobody cares that you're making a food review video. Nobody cares that you're telling them how to solve a problem. Nobody cares that you're back in the gym. Nobody cares that you just got a new apartment. Nobody cares that you moved out for the first time. You moved out of state. Nobody cares that you have a new place. Nobody cares that you paid all your bills on time. You're keeping up with your maintenance. No one cares. They're there to keep a tab on you because they want to know, do you make it in the end or do you fail? Because they're too busy watching you instead of watching their own life. They're too busy obsessing over you, stalking you. They're not fixing the problems they have. They need you to fail so they can say, that's why I didn't try. See, she failed. That's why I didn't try. That's really what's happening. They want to be able to say, see, you failed like I knew you would. That's why I don't try to fix my own life. Okay, if you have something good going on in your life, never let evil eye. Yeah, I've heard about evil eye through like a lot of people in Dubai, because I've been watching Dubai Bling, and all the girls that's on that show, they married very well. I like to watch shows where women, they get what they want. They get money. They don't get asked to dig in their purse. They get what they want. So yeah, girl, evil eye, that's how I know about evil eye. But you think you're coming online 5 years later? I'm so done with those people. I'm so done with people that would leave me for dead and never give me the time of day unless I show up on their For You page reminding them, hey, I still exist. I'm done with that. I've been done with that, and now I'm firm. But one thing I want to say for 2026, y'all, for the ladies, y'all need to learn to speak up for yourself. Yup, I said it. Y'all think that when you speak up for yourself and say how you feel and call out people's poor behavior, you think that makes you a bad person. And on the inside, you may feel bad. Or you're so heavily in love with the Bible that you think if you do anything remotely wrong to someone, you're going straight to hell. But do you think that person thought about that when they did what they did to you? Now, I know I love God, but I'm also, the flesh is weak. That's all I'm saying. The flesh is weak. And sometimes with the one life you have, it's okay to call people out on their bad behavior. It's okay to say, I know what you did on this day and this time. I saw how you try to manipulate me, and it's not going to work. It's okay to say that. I don't know why women are so programmed to take and take and take and take until they're black and blue, literally, physically, mentally, until they're mental patients. I don't know why women are so programmed to do that, but stop. In 2026, I want to see y'all be selfish. I want to see y'all doing the most for yourself. I want to see y'all so in love and so involved in everything you want for your life that everything everyone else is trying to say you need to do doesn't apply. I want to see you so in love with your process, how far you've gotten, that outside things can't tempt you. You know what I mean? It's because our parents, they tell us our needs equals being selfish. I'm going to agree with you 1,000% as a child that has been told that. Oh, when I was a child, it's annoying, but you know, we can grow out of things. We can grow up and we can grow out of things. And I hate that for us, especially as Black women. I hate that society looks at us to abuse us. They look at us to save people who would never save us, who would never spare us, who would never give us kindness in return. It's like they look to us to use us like rag dolls, then throw us away when they're done. And I'm so tired of that. I think the next video I make is gonna be about, say no, even when you can say yes. Like when I started being selfish, and I intentionally call it being in my villain era because it just makes me feel even more validated. It makes me feel more validation. It makes me feel like, yep, I did that. Yup, I said that too. Yup, write me down. I did that because no one is telling us it's okay to be selfish. Instead, they're telling us how selfish of you. You know what I mean? And the moment you open your mouth and you tell people you don't want kids, they look at you in disgust, like you don't want kids. Why the what? And it's always coming from let me shut up. Anyways, yes, watch how people act when you say no. If someone value you, they'll be okay with it. Girl, I learned more when I told people no. I learned more about people when I said no and no explanation. And every time someone wanted an explanation, I realized they didn't respect my no. That's why they needed an explanation. But when I said yes, it was all good and dandy. We get along. But I learned so much more from people when I just went ahead and said, nope, no, thank you. Have fun. I know you're busy. Be safe. When I started talking to people like that and just, no thanks, I have better things going for myself, they felt like I was saying that I'm better than them, that, oh, what do you have to do that's so important? And it's crazy. People will get mad at you for being selfish, but the whole time they're being selfish and they need you to they need you to serve them. People will get mad when you don't show up for them, but it's all them being selfish. They'll get mad that you're selfish and they're like, you can't be selfish. I'm selfish. You need to give me what I'm asking you for. And that's it. But I learned so much from people when I started turning them down, when I said no with my actions and not my words. Ooh, my phone about to die. That means I got to wrap this up. But anyways, I've been on live for, even though YouTube been playing on my top today, an hour and 17 minutes. So I'm gonna wrap this up. 2026, I hope that you set real goals. Exactly. They want to take, but never want to give back. Yup. That's how it is. They always want to come around. They want to know what you got. Can I get some of that? They always got their hand behind their back, like they just stingy. They don't have it to give. But what if you didn't have it to give either? Then what would they do? Why did they come to you to get that? You know what I mean? And once I started being selfish in my villain era, I'm going to always call it that because it makes me feel empowered. Once I started being in my villain era, I didn't feel bad for the people I walk like a dog. Why did I feel bad? What did they say? When it's your turn, make sure you turn up. When it's your turn, make sure you turn up because when you were down bad, you had to just be down bad. When they're down bad, tell them to keep their head up just like they told you to. Make sure that when you have the opportunity to thrive, you thrive. You don't hold back. You don't sit there and be like, I don't want people to be jealous of me. I don't want them to be insecure. I want you to take it up a few more notches than what you were going to take it up initially because of the fact that you have the opportunity to do it. So be selfish. Stop giving and say no more. Say no as much as you can and get back to your goal. Everything that they try to ask from you, say no and get back on track, stay focused. But my phone is at 20%. What does that mean? That means I have to get off live. Yep, I have to get off live. Okay, I don't have any more questions coming in. It says goal ended. What goal is that, TikTok?